Selamat datang di cerita 333. Tiga kata, tiga grammar, tiga online games. Belajar bahasa Inggris cepat dan seru di cerita 333.
Let's go!
Muhammad Yamin, the young poet whose words united a nation. Far away on the beautiful green island of Sumatra, a boy named Muhammad Yamin was born on August 24, 1903. He grew up in a small town called Talawi, Sawah Lunto. From a young age, he had a great passion for learning and reading books. Yamin was a brilliant and curious student. He went to a special Dutch schools, which was unusual at that time. This education gave him a different way of seeing the world. While he learned many new things, he never forgot his home or his people. He dreamed of a future where all the islands of what is now Indonesia were one strong and independent nation. This dream would become the most important idea in his life. As a young man, Yamin moved to the big city of Jakarta, which was then called Batavia, to study law at a university. Although he studied to be a lawyer, his true passion was writing poems for his nation. He was a young man who believed that words could change the world. In 1922, he published his first collection of poems called Tanah Air, which means motherland. It was one of the first modern books of poetry in the Malay language and was very special. Yamin had a unique talent. He learned about Western styles of poetry, like the sonnet, from his education and mixed them with Indonesian ideas and feelings. His poems described the amazing mountains and beautiful nature of his homeland. They were powerful because they helped people feel proud of their culture and their home. The year 1928 was a very important time in Indonesian history. In October, hundreds of young leaders from different youth organizations all over the islands came together in Jakarta for the Second Youth Congress. They were discussing the future and how they could work together. Muhammad Yamin, who was only 25 years old, was the secretary of this important meeting. His job was to listen carefully and write down all the ideas. The final day of the Congress was October 28. While another leader was speaking about the future, Yamin suddenly had a brilliant idea. He felt that the Congress needed to end with a clear and powerful message. He quickly took a small piece of paper. He was thinking about how to unite everyone when he wrote down 3 short, simple sentences. He quietly passed the note to the chairman of the Congress, Sugondo Joyo Puspito. On that paper was a promise. Later that day, the chairman read the words Yamin had written. The room was silent as everyone listened. The promise had 3 parts. We, the sons and daughters of Indonesia, have one homeland, Indonesia. We, the sons of daughters of Indonesia, are one nation, the Indonesian nation. We, the sons of and daughters of Indonesia, use one language of unity, the Indonesian language. It was a historic moment that changed the future of the country. On that day, the youth of Indonesia made a famous promise called the Sumpah Pemuda, or the Youth Pledge. Yamin's words had united them all. The Sumpah Pemuda was just the beginning for Muhammad Yamin. The promise that he wrote in 1928 has inspired generations of Indonesians. He continued to work hard for his country's independence. He became a very important politician and thinker. When Indonesia was preparing to become an independent country, the nation's new constitution was written, and Yamin's ideas were included. He helped develop the Pancasila, which are the 5 basic principles of the Indonesian state. After Indonesia became independent, Yamin served the government as the Minister of Education and the Minister of Justice, working to build the new nation he had always dreamed of. Muhammad Yamin died on October 17, 1962. But his life and his work continue to be an inspiration. He is remembered as a national hero of Indonesia because he used the power of his ideas and his words to bring people together. Muhammad Yamin's legacy is the idea that one united nation is stronger than many separate parts. His story teaches us that even a young person with a great passion and a powerful dream can change history forever.
Kata pertama yang akan kita pelajari adalah nation. Coba kita ulangi bersama-sama. Nation. Nation adalah kata yang termasuk dalam noun atau kata benda. Artinya dalam bahasa Inggris adalah a country considered with its people and political organization. Kalau dalam bahasa Indonesia, artinya adalah bangsa. Sekarang mari kita lihat bagaimana kata ini digunakan dalam sebuah kalimat yang diambil dari cerita yang baru kita baca. Contohnya, he dreamed of a future where Indonesia was one strong and independent nation. Sekarang giliran kamu, coba buat satu kalimat sederhana menggunakan kata nation. Kata yang kedua adalah unite. Coba kita ulangi bersama-sama. Unite. Unite adalah kata yang termasuk dalam verb atau kata kerja. Artinya dalam bahasa Inggris adalah to join together as a group or to make people join together. Kalau dalam bahasa Indonesia artinya adalah menyatukan. Contoh kalimat, the Sumpah Pemuda helped to unite all the young people. Sekarang giliran kamu, coba buat satu kalimat sederhana menggunakan kata unite. Kata yang ketiga adalah legacy. Coba kita ulangi bersama-sama. Legacy. Legacy adalah kata yang termasuk dalam noun atau kata benda. Artinya dalam bahasa Inggris adalah something that a person leaves behind to be remembered. Kalau dalam bahasa Indonesia artinya adalah warisan. Contoh kalimat, Muhammad Yamin's legacy is the idea that one united nation is stronger than many separate parts. Sekarang giliran kamu, coba buat kalimat sederhana dengan menggunakan kata legacy. Kita menggunakan past continuous untuk membicarakan suatu kejadian yang sedang terjadi di masa lalu. Dan kita menggunakan past simple atau simple past tense untuk membicarakan kejadian yang terjadi di masa lalu dan telah berakhir. Dalam bahasa Indonesia, kita sering menggunakan kata keterangan waktu untuk menunjukkan apakah suatu kejadian sedang berlangsung atau sudah selesai di masa lalu. Mempelajari past continuous dan past simple membantu kita mengungkapkan perbedaan ini dengan jelas dalam bahasa Inggris dan membuat cerita dan juga penjelasan di dalam cerita menjadi lebih tepat. Contoh penggunaan simple past continuous tense dan simple past tense dari cerita. While another leader was speaking about the future, Yamin suddenly had a brilliant idea. Contoh kalimat lain, I was reading a book when the phone rang. Nah, untuk latihan lebih banyak, scan QR code di layar ini pakai HP kamu atau klik link di deskripsi video di bawah. Kamu bisa main beberapa game online yang berkaitan dengan cerita yang tadi sudah kita baca dan dengar. Game yang pertama adalah Vocabulary Categories. Game yang kedua adalah Grammar Quiz Show.
Where was Muhammad Yamin born?
Dan game yang ketiga adalah Question and Answer Game. Baik teman-teman, selesai sudah pelajaran kita hari ini. Terima kasih atas waktu dan perhatiannya. Semoga apa yang kita pelajari bermanfaat ya. Jika ada pertanyaan atau ide, tulis di kolom komentar di bawah. Dan terakhir, jangan lupa subscribe channel ini agar kita bisa terus belajar bareng. Sampai ketemu lagi.